Hi dear students, welcome to my next class on solutions that is called depression of freezing point. You can also call it as depression in freezing point. Previous session elevation of boiling point discussed. That is actually the equilibrium exists between the vapor and liquid state. But now the depression in freezing point is one of the different kind of colligative property. It is also like the temperature relation earlier discussed, that is the rise in temperature of the solution. This is reduction in temperature of the solution. Decrease in the temperature of the solution can be studied in this colligative property. Each and everybody knows that very simple thing, that is what is freezing point. Freezing point for liquid, if you consider that liquid freezing point is nothing but when it converts into solid temperature, that is called freezing point. So here a solid can able to convert into liquid, a liquid can able to convert into solid. So that means there exists an equilibrium between solid and liquid. At that equilibrium, when we measure the vapor pressure at a particular temperature, that vapor pressure we will that temperature we will call it as freezing point. So what is freezing point? The freezing point of a substance may be defined as the temperature at which the vapor pressure of the substance in the liquid phase is equal to vapor pressure in the solid state exist in the same equilibrium. So the definition is wonderfully discussed here in this one. The before understanding what is depression and freezing point, we all must understand what is exactly the freezing point definition, and then why we will call this is depression and freezing point. In the name itself, in the qualitative property, the depression in freezing point is telling that the depression freezing point is reducing for a solution. For a solution, if the solution is containing a solute, that means our intention in all these experiments is to prepare a solution. Before adding a solute, we have a liquid. That liquid is a pure solvent. So the pure solvent freezing point first we will calculate and we will keep it. Then we will start adding solute to the solvent. Then solvent and solute intermix to give a mixture, a uniform mixture, that is called a solution. So for that solution, again separately at different intervals, if you find the freezing point, that freezing point is said to be coming lesser than the freezing point of the solvent, and that experiment is telling that freezing point is reducing for a solution compared to the solvent. So solvent freezing point is greater value than the solution freezing point. In this juncture, we can easily find the difference between the freezing points of solvent and solution. That difference only we will call it as depression in freezing point. Okay. So still we need to discuss about many things, but according to Raoult's law and all these things, we told that the solution must be a dilute solution, very dilute solution. Then only these colligative properties can be easily calculated from Raoult's law. So when a dilute solution is cooled to freezing point, so what they are telling is when a dilute solution is cooled to its freezing point, it is assumed that crystals of pure solvent always separate out first. Earlier we told in a case of boiling point, when we start heating the liquid solution, what will happen? Which liquid molecules will convert into vapor phase? That is nothing but, they are nothing but solvent molecules. Here also solvent molecules plays a vital role in converting into the other physical state. That means liquid form of the liquid solvent molecules convert into solid state first in cooling the solution, cooling the liquid. So the vapor pressure of the liquid definitely what will happen? Decreases when a non-volatile solute is dissolved in it. So earlier we told vapor pressure is decreasing for the solution when we are discussing about the elevation and boiling point. Here also vapor pressure is exclusively discussed for a solution or a liquid that is depending on the solvent molecules. So here when we are cooling the liquid solution, what is happening? The first the solvent molecules are getting affected. That means solvent molecules are converting into solid. So when the solvent molecules are converting into solid, what will happen? The solvent molecules number in the solution case, that means in the solution, will be reduced to convert into the liquid state. So solid converting into liquid state is melting, and liquid converts into solid is freezing, crystallization. So both the things happening at a time, and that point of the stage is, we'll call it as equilibrium. When we call that point of stage is equilibrium, at that equilibrium we will find a temperature. That temperature we will call it as freezing point, or that temperature we will call it as melting point. We will call freezing point for a liquid. We will call melting point for a solid. Both are same. That means temperature at which vapor pressure of solid becomes equals to temperature at which vapor pressure of the solid becomes equals to vapor pressure of the liquid is called as freezing point of the liquid or the melting point of the solid. This is the most important thing to understand the colligative property depression in freezing point or depression of freezing point. So therefore what will happen? Solid liquid equilibrium. Solid liquid equilibrium exists only at a temperature lower than the freezing point of the pure solvent. As we know, water freezing point is 0 degrees Celsius. When you prepare a solution, the solution freezing point is lesser than the water freezing point 0 degrees. The reason is nothing but freezing point is lower temperature and boiling point is higher temperature. So lower temperature than the solvent is freezing point, higher temperature than the solvent's boiling point is elevation and boiling point. So freezing point depression is experienced by the solution compared to the solvent. So that's why this is called as depression in freezing point. So we will start understanding that one in this colligative property. In this session, we will find out the relation between the mathematical relation between the depression and freezing point, the difference in the freezing points of solvent and solution, how it is related with the molality of the solution. Then after, how we can apply this colligative property to this Raoult's law, or to find the molecular mass of the non-volatile solute which is given to us. Okay, let us start the discussion. So what is freezing point? First we will see what is freezing point. We'll discuss about the freezing point first. We told the temperature at which vapor pressure of solid becomes equals to vapor pressure of liquid. vapor pressure of liquid. That we will call it as freezing point of liquid. Freezing point of liquid, or we can also call this is melting point of solid. For example, if you take ice cube, let us take one ice cube like this. So around it we will assume some space, and here assuming there some molecules, and this is what we have taken is a ice cube, and here vacuum is created, and the delta H value is positive for this one. Delta H value, that is actually solid converted into gas, that is sublimation. That's why sublimation enthalpy positive again. And in this juncture what we understand is the vapor sublimation enthalpy. The sublimation enthalpy is positive, then the delta H of vaporization. Okay, that is the important point to be noticed in this junction. So here delta H sublimation is said to be equals to delta H fusion plus delta H vaporization. That means H2O, if you take, that is a solid, ice cube is solid, right? That is solid, comes under equilibrium with vapor, that is H2O gas. So vapor of the solid, what is this is the vapor of the solid. Here we have shown the picture. For this, if you find the Kp, the equilibrium, partial equilibrium based on partial pressures, that will be equals to H2O in gas state only at equilibrium, that is at equilibrium, that is nothing but vapor of the solid. So this H2O G we have given, that is nothing but vapor of the solid. So here what we understand in this experiment is a solid is converting into vapor directly, that is called as sublimation. Usually that sublimation energy is sublimation enthalpy is said to be greater than the enthalpy of vaporization. That will be observed for liquid state molecules. So in a liquid state what will happen is the liquid molecules tends to convert into vapor phase. So their enthalpy value will become lesser than the enthalpy value when a solid is converting into vapor. That's why this relation is true according to thermodynamics. Okay. Now this can be understood graphically using this picture. For this we will take vapor pressure along y-axis and temperature along x-axis in the depression and freezing point discussion. When you have taken the temperature along x-axis, and vapor pressure along y-axis. For a solvent, you can assume that how it can be changed. For example, 0 degrees Celsius is the freezing point of a solid. 0 degrees Celsius is the freezing point of a liquid. So you can observe like this. If you consider this is the point, that is the freezing point, exactly that is 0 degrees Celsius over the x-axis. I am considering this is a liquid solvent. Liquid solvent observation. That time what happened? The vapor pressure is along the y-axis is also noticed, that is 1 atmosphere. And after some time what I noticed is that point is reduced to some other point here and it is going like this, increasing, and this is along the x-axis. I have noticed that is the freezing point of solution. The first one I have noticed, that is the freezing point of solvent TF naught. Okay, and along the y-axis I have noticed the other value, vapor pressure. So I need to increase this point up to the first point of solvent. For that I need to increase the temperature. So when I increase the temperature, what happens? Vapor pressure also increases and reaches a maximum, that is 1 atmosphere. So to make it same, to make it equal to TF naught, I need to increase the temperature. So that time, that temperature, you will call it as the freezing point of the solution. So in this, what we have noticed is, this is the dilute solution cases only I am discussing. The dilute solution cases only. In this dilute solution cases, the difference in the vapor pressure, difference in the temperatures, difference in the vapor pressures, how we have noticed along the y-axis, they are very important in our study. For example, if you consider there is a triangle here. Suppose it is OAB. Assume is OAB. Means what is the OA? What is the OA? That is change in the vapor pressure. What is AB? That is the change in the temperature. So there is freezing temperature. Okay. And in this picture, you understand one thing, that delta TF is directly proportional to the delta P. Okay. And we know that delta P is directly proportional to the molality or mole fraction of the solute. So in this juncture, we can draw one thing, that delta TF is proportional to molality, and that can be equals to the constant Kf into molality. So delta TF can be written as Kf into molality. So the freezing point should be lower down when we add the solute to the solvent. So here the TF naught is the freezing point of solvent, I can say. What is TF naught? TF naught is the freezing point of solvent. And TFS is the freezing point of solution. Freezing point of solution. So this difference only we are calling delta TF. So TF naught minus TFS is equals to Kf into molality. So this difference we are calling depression in freezing point. So it is found the depression in freezing point is now said to be directly proportional to the number of moles of solute given in the amount of solvent, So here what is m? Small m? Small m is the molality of the solution. Small m is molality of solution. You know molality of solution expansion, and that can be written when you do the problems. For a given solvent, we can find what is molality. And in this case, we have introduced a constant, that is Kf, that we will call it as molal depression constant. Molal depression constant. And that molal depression constant can also be called as here cryoscopic constant. Cryoscopic constant. Okay. So this is all about the mathematical interpretation of this one, and we can also expand the mathematical expression for this. We'll check it. That is, we have delta Tf. The delta Tf is nothing but Kf into molality, and that molality can be expanded. That is the weight of solute. Weight of solute means we can take Wb by molecular weight of solute Mb. When you express the mass of solvent in grams, then it will be 1000 by mass of solvent, that is Wa. I am taking from the beginning. So here what is my symbol description is Wa is the mass of solvent and Wb is the weight of solute and Mb is the molar mass of molecular weight of solute, in this point. So the aim of the problem, general problems, is to find the molar mass of solute. So molar mass of solute from this expression Mb will become equals to Kf into Wb into 1000 by delta Tf into Wa. So these all factors, that is very parameters, that means Kf, Wb, delta Tf and Wa must be given in a problem to find the molecular mass of the solute. Okay, in this juncture we have told about Kf. You know Kf is a constant. That constant for the liquid water is 1.86, they have noticed. So actually this is obtained using the thermodynamic expression R into Tf naught square divided by 1000 into Lf. Lf is latent heat of fusion, and that values are substituted for liquid water, and they got this value for water. This is for water. That is constant for every liquid, and that will be given in the problems when we are doing the problems examination. So this constant Kf is obtained, that is called as the molar depression constant. So this is actually delta Tf only when molality is equals to 1. So molar depression constant or this cryoscopic constant is nothing but depression freezing point only for the 1 molar solution. Okay, hope you understand this discussion. In this discussion we brought the graphical representation, and in this graphical representation we understand that the change in the vapor pressure is happening because of change in the temperature. Okay, vapor pressure is depending on temperature. That was here we have noticed. Let us see a problem in this case. So, whatever we discussed till now, that is said to be the depression and freezing point. So, in this discussion, we have brought the mathematical expression of depression and freezing point, and also in the graphical representation of vapor pressure versus the temperature, there is a curve is obtained for the solvent, and below the solvent curve we observed this solution curve. So solution curve is coming below the solvent curve, indicating that the vapor pressure of the solution is decreasing when a solute is present. When a solute is present in the solvent, liquid solvent. So in this juncture, there is a quite interesting point also we have noticed that when we have a solute is there, the solute is 1 molal, means 1 mole of solute is present in the solution. That solution freezing point, if you calculate, that freezing point is said to be lower than the freezing point of solvent. That time you will find the difference between the freezing points. That freezing point difference is called as depression freezing point. Also we will call it as the molar depression constant. So molar depression constant or cryoscopic constant is said to be identified when we have 1 mole of solute is present in the solution. For example, if you take sodium chloride, 58.5 grams of sodium chloride into its number of particles in the solution 2 is said to be giving the colligative property depression in freezing point. We will see a problem and then we will come back and discuss about the other things. Okay, let us see a problem. The molal freezing constant, the molal freezing constant, molal freezing constant for water is given as 1.86 Kelvin per mole molality if 34.2 grams of cane sugar, its formula C12H22O11, are dissolved in 1000 grams of water, then the solution will freeze. Yet we have options are there for this question, that is minus 1.86 degrees Celsius, 1.86 degrees Celsius, minus 3.92 degrees Celsius, 2.42 degrees Celsius. Okay. Here, the question once again I will read, that is molar freezing point constant of water is 1.86 Kelvin per molality If 3.42 grams of cane sugar C12H22O11 are dissolved in 1000 grams of water, the solution will freeze at. So what are the temperatures here? We not notice. But one point is very clear that cane sugar molecular weight, that means molecular weight of cane sugar is 342. We all know that from the formula. So grams per mole. Okay. And what we need is we need to identify what is the molecular weight of what is the weight of solvent. Weight of solvent given in the question. Weight of solvent as per our symbols is WA, that is 1000 grams. And moreover, we know that what is the weight of solute from the problem, that is 34.2 grams. So these things we have in the formula and we can find out that. And Kf value which is given in the problem for water is 1.86. And another thing we know that delta TF, that is depression in freezing point, is TF naught minus TFS, because TF naught for water is 0 minus TFS. Okay. So the question is the solution will freeze at, means TFS we have to find. So what is TFS? Minus value is there before that. So we will write the formula, that is delta TF is equals to minus TFS, that is equals to Kf into, we have a expression that is weight of the solute WB by molecular weight of solute MB into 1000 by weight of solvent. So if I substitute all these things, Kf is 1.86 and weight of solute is 34.2 divided by molecular weight of solute is 342 into 1000 by the weight of solvent is again they have given 1000. So it is very simple calculation only. So upon simplification, 1000 will get cancelled. 34 by 342 is 1 by 10. So when we have observed this calculation, what we got from the simplification, yeah, here I got minus 0.186. And here what is the problem? I will tell you what is the problem in this. They are given 1000 grams and the options are not there, so we can just rearrange it to 100 only, and then we will get yeah, we will get an idea in this one. So now you see we got 1.86 in this calculation, otherwise there won't be any kind of option. Okay, so what is TFS is equals to 1.86. if you find TFS, the minus will go that side, it will become 1.86 degrees Celsius. So 1.86 minus 1.86, option A is the right option. If you take this mass of the solvent is 100 grams. So I have corrected only, otherwise there is no option. It will be minus 0.186 only will come. Anyway, you see the problem. In this problem, the aim of the problem is to find the freezing point of the solution. To find the freezing point of solution, we must know the other parameters, what is freezing point of solvent and what is the molecular weight of the solute and molecular weight of the solvent. So weight of the solvent here I am correcting, that is 100 grams only, then only it is possible. Okay. So when you see a problem in this, data information is should be correct. Otherwise, in the objectives, this problem will come. That means when the data they are given correctly, only we will find the right option. Otherwise, that question will be given added score in the examination. Okay, this is one interesting model only. In this model, we found the freezing point of solution. Let us move to the next one. What is the next question? That is the amount of ice that will separate on cooling a solution containing 50 grams of ethylene glycol in 200 grams water to minus 9.3 degrees Celsius is, and they given Kf value that is equals to 1.86 Kelvin per molality in this question. Even we have options, so I will check it. That is 38.7 grams. Another one 38.71 milligrams. The other one 42 grams. Another one is 42 milligrams. Okay. So once again I will read the problem. The amount of ice that will separate on cooling a solution containing 50 grams of ethylene glycol in 200 grams of water is minus 9.3 degrees Celsius. Indirectly what they have told that minus 9.3 degrees Celsius is delta TF, and 200 grams of water they are given, that is the weight of water, and Kf value already it is there, and 50 grams they are given, 50 grams is there, that 50 grams is the ethylene glycol, that is WB, and they are asking us to find this amount of the ice that will separate out. Okay, the amount of ice that will be separated out in this discussion, and we don't know ethylene glycol molecular weight. So molecular weight of ethylene glycol from its formula, calculated formula. The formula is actually it is CH2. There are two OH groups are there here. So for this calculation, the MB value we got equals to 62. MB value we got equals to 62. Okay. Now they are given the weight of water, but there is no clarity in this one. So first what we will do is we will find the weight of water. That means delta TF formula will take, delta TF is equals to Kf into WB into 1000 by MB into WA. So exactly we will check it off, because the question they are asking is amount of ice that will separate it out. Actually ice is coming from 200 grams of water. So that's why directly we are not taking 200 grams as WA in this first calculation. So except WA we will substitute all the other values and we will check the calculation. So what is that? Delta TF is minus 9.3 and Kf value is 1.86 into WB value we have, that is 50 into 1000 divided by molecular weight of ethylene glycol is 62 into WA. So if you take WA to the left side, then what will happen? We'll check it off. Here, upon simplification, what I got is 161.29 grams I got upon simplification. And delta TF value I have taken, that delta TF for water solution is TF naught minus TFS, minus of minus plus. That's why I am not taking negative value of this one. So positive value I have taken. Now, what is the ice separated out? Ice separated out means when you have taken the 200 grams, out of 200 grams, this 161 is only weight of solvent I have noticed, that is 161.29 grams only. Means this difference you will get 38.71 grams. This 38.71 grams of the solvent is converted into solid. So this is the value in grams, 38.71. That is the right option for this question. So to answer this question, first only what we will do is we will substitute everything. When we substitute everything, we don't know what is the aim of the problem. So first we have not substituted 200 grams and we have calculated the weight of solvent, and the weight of solvent we got in this calculation using the depression in freezing point expression got is 161.29, and the given weight of the solvent we have taken and we subtracted this weight of solvent got in the calculation. After that we got 38.71 grams. So that 38.71 grams is the weight of ice. That means ice separated out when you prepare, when we cool the solution. Okay, this is one interesting question. So we have to notice this one. Next one. Another important question, that is, what is the percent by mass? What is the percent by mass of iodine needed to reduce the freezing point of benzene at 3.5 degrees Celsius. Now they are giving the freezing point and cryoscopic constant of pure benzene are 5.5 degrees Celsius and 5.12 Kelvin per molality respectively given. Also they are given some options. I will give the option, that is 20%, 90.1%, 30%, 9.01%. 9.01%. Let us see the problem. What is the percent by mass of iodine needed to reduce the freezing point of benzene to 3.5 degrees Celsius? And the freezing point and cryoscopic constant of pure benzene are 5.5 degrees Celsius and 5.12 Kelvin per molality respectively. They are the options they are given. From this data information, what is exactly delta TF expression is, delta TF naught minus delta TF naught minus TFS. They have already given the freezing point of the benzene. Freezing point of benzene is 5.5. So you can take TF naught is 5.5. Freezing point of solution. Freezing point of solution, that is 3.5. 3.5. Okay. So its value is 2 because 3.5 degrees Celsius. What is the percentage of mass of iodine needed to reduce the freezing point of benzene at 3.5 degrees Celsius? So the difference between the freezing points is 2, that is delta TF. Now we can do one thing. The delta TF is nothing but Kf into molality. From this we can find what is molality. Molality is equals to 2 by Kf. Kf value is 5.12. Upon simplification we will get 0.39 is the molality answer. Not only this one, in this question the mass of iodine needed, the question they are given is very clear. From this, the mass of iodine needed for 1000 grams of benzene is how much? That is 0.39 moles per kilograms. Okay, that means what is the number of moles of iodine? That is equals to 0.39, and from this we can find what is mass of iodine, that is equals to 0.39 into its molar mass, that is 254. Upon simplification we got that is 99.06 grams. Okay, that means 1000 grams of the solvent benzene contains 99.06 grams of this iodine. Okay, so that means the total mass of the solution is how much? Total mass of the solution, that means what is the weight of solution? Weight of solution is equals to weight of solvent plus weight of solute. That we got 1099.06 grams. Okay, and therefore now what is the mass percentage? Percent mass is equals to weight of solute, we know that is 99.06 divided by weight of solution 1099.06 into 100, and this simplification we got 9.01% only. So 9.01% is the option D is the right option for this question. Here first we have operated how to find the molality. Once the molality is calculated, from that molality we came to know that number of moles of iodine is 0.39 moles only. That moles are converted into mass, that is nothing but mass of iodine we calculated. That means actually to find the mass of solution, what we will do is we will add the mass of solvent and mass of solute to get the weight of to get the mass of solution. As we know, the molality is calculated when the mass of solute solvent is 1 kg. 1 kg is 1000 grams. To that 1000 grams I have added this 99.06 grams of solute, got the 1099.06 grams is the weight of the solution. And as per the mass percentage concentration formula, that is mass of solute by total mass of solution into 100. So in that experiment formula I have substituted these values, got 9.01%. So 9.01% is the right answer for this problem. Option D is the right answer. Let us see the next question and the last question in this session. That is two elements A and B, capital A and capital B forms compounds having the formula AB2 and AB4. Okay, when dissolved in 20 grams of benzene, what happened? 1 gram of AB2 lowers the freezing point by 2.3 Kelvin, whereas 1.0 grams of AB4 lowers its freezing point by 1.3 Kelvin. The molar depression constant for benzene, molar depression constant for benzene given as 5.1 only here in this Kelvin kilogram per mole. Then what will be the atomic masses? What will be the atomic masses of capital A and capital B respectively? This is the question. Okay, we'll check it out. In this juncture, we have two challenges are there. The challenges can be taken from the formula given to us. First, they are given a formula, that is AB2. So using this formula, we can find one thing, that delta TF and molality expression we apply for this formula. The formula is delta TF is equals to Kf into molality. Okay. Anyways, delta TF value for the first one they are given is 2.3 Kelvin. So we can write 2.3, and Kf value they are given is 5.1. You know, molality expression is nothing but weight of solute. So weight of solute for the first one AB2 given is 1 gram by its molecular weight we don't know. Assume this molecular weight is M1 into 1000 by weight of benzene. Here weight of benzene given is 20 grams. So that 20 grams we can write here. Okay. So after simplification, 20 is 50 times, it will get cancelled. 20 into 50 is 1000, and M1 value as became equals to 5.1 into 50 by 2.3. I'll check the calculation. That is 5.1 into 50 divided by 2.3. Here this I got is 110.0.86, means approximately I can take 111 as the answer for this molecular weight. So of the molecular weight of AB2. Coming to the next one, AB4 I will take it. For AB2, I will apply the same things, that is delta TF is equals to Kf into molality expression. Delta TF for the AB4 they given, when AB4 is added to 20 grams of benzene, then they have identified that 1.3 is the delta TF. So I will write 1.3 in place of delta TF, and Kf value as usual it is 5.1, and the weight of AB4 given in this one is 1.0 grams, 1 by its molecular weight I don't know, I am taking this is M2 into 1000 by weight of benzene is 20. So 1000 by 20 is 50 only. So that 50 into the 5.1, actually I got 255. So now M2 value I am getting 255 by 1.3 as 196. So approximately it is 196.15 is the exact answer. I am taking 196 for simplification. So now what is the meaning of M1 is? What is the meaning of M1 is? The M1 value is equals to sum of the atomic weights of A and B. So atomic weight of A I am taking, that is MA, and atomic weight of B is MB. Then MA plus 2MB, that is equals to 111. That is the equation 1. We can assume. Similarly, M2 value we got is 196. That is obtained sum of the atomic weights of A and B, that is MA plus 4MB is equals to 196. I am taking, this is second equation. When we have subtracted the first equation from second equation, what we will get is 2MB. 2MB is equals to 196 minus, this is 196 minus 111, that is 85 only. So that means what is the atomic weight of B? Atomic weight of B is 42.5 units. Okay, that means atomic weight of B element is 42.5. Okay, at the same time, when we have substituted the atomic weight, that is of B in the first equation, then MA is equals to 111 minus 2 into MB is 85. So that if you substitute, you will get 26. So that means 111 minus 85, we got 26. So 26 is the atomic weight of the A. So what is the atomic weight of A? That is 26 units. So 42.5 is the atomic weight of B, 26 is the atomic weight of A. So this is the problem. So in this problem, we have taken carefully the information from the depression and freezing point. Depression and freezing point when we consider AB, when we consider AB4 separately calculated, from that depression freezing point expressions, we found the molecular weights of AB2 and AB4 values, and that values have taken elaborately. We have taken the sum of the atomic weights of the molecule is taken equals to 111 and 196. After that we solved the expressions, equations. After solving the equations, we got the molecular atomic weights of A and B values. Okay. So dear students, in this class, in this session, we have introduced to you different mode of calculations of the molar masses, depression and freezing point of solution, as well as mass percentage calculations using freezing point and all depression freezing point we have introduced. I hope you have understand this session, and in this session I have given you most selected questions with the depression and freezing point concept. Okay, thank you very much for this session, and wait for the next session. In that session I will bring about most important and another and last and most important colligative property called this osmotic pressure. Okay, until have a nice day and prepare it and write these problems by pausing my video in your notes and take down that solution in your notes and prepare for the same questions, the same model questions for the coming examinations. Have a nice day.